Okay, well, thank you all for coming. It's a real pleasure to be amongst all of you. We really appreciate the participation from all the nations. But really today I want to say,
If we sit here because it's blocking.
oh, is it blocking? Give me 1 second. You want me to sit?
I need the phone.
That's okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I just want to first start by saying thank you all for coming. On behalf of the Future Innovation Summit, the chairman who's put this together with his vision, I want to say we really appreciate the international participation, His Highnesses, Your Excellencies, members of the community. But let me start by saying this. It's an honor to be here with Mayor Kwasi Fraser, the chairman and founder of the Future Innovation Summit, Adnan Al Noorani. And I want to start this fireside chat as we are in the United Arab Emirates with a quick fact about the UAE. Between 1995 and 2015, Dubai increased its GDP from $11 billion to $101 billion in a 20-year span. The first question is for our chairman. Mr. Chairman, with the fourth industrial revolution, which includes artificial intelligence, metaverse, all these different innovative economies coming together, what do you see as the #1 industry to contribute to the United Arab Emirates in terms of economic growth?
Hi again. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, to be here among us, to fly from US to be in United Arab Emirates. We really appreciate it because your knowledge, your support, really will add the value to the audience.
My pleasure.
So regarding Mr. Adam question, I always say in my summits, what is the zero into power of zero? Some people say 0, some people say 2. I believe it is number 1. 0 into power of 0 coming 1. So as a country that we are, as our leadership, we don't accept only number 1. This is how our leader it is. So for us in artificial intelligence and into education field or in modern technologies, whatever related is it, our leadership always put a budget and put their efforts and their time for the United Arab Emirates nation and plus 85 nationalities that they are living in United Arab Emirates to serve their needs, to see how the people are satisfied. This is how the true leadership it is. This is how the United Arab Emirates principle and foundation created. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The next question is for Mayor Kwasi Fraser, who's traveled all the way here to the UAE from the great state of Virginia. Mr. Mayor, you've presided over a city. You've seen a lot of different projects go forward, and I want to get your perspective and advice on the future of digital transformation. Let me ask you the question in regards to your experience. What advice would you give to the United Arab Emirates in terms of being able to build a smart city concept and really build it in a way that it's operational and effective?
Okay, thank you again. 30 years ago, my favorite building in the world was the Chrysler Building. Because of this visit, the Burj Khalifa is my favorite building. Thank you very much. With that said, to answer the question, so in my county, we are the data center capital of the United States. 70% of all internet traffic travels through Loudoun County. Within the fiber, deep sea fiber cables, over $10 trillion in transactions go per day. So my advice to you, Mr. Chairman, is embracing change and innovation. There was a saying, you evolve or die. That has been changed to you innovate or you perish. So my advice is to continue to embrace innovation. We call something in Purcellville fail fast. Let us fail fast because failure is not the end game. We need to embrace even failure and just do it fast so we could rebound.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The next question is for the chairman. You have seen the United Arab Emirates in terms of its transformation. In a very short period of time, the UAE has transformed its economy. Let me ask you, from your experience, what is the number one project that you have seen that has been the most innovative in the United Arab Emirates?
So, good question. Let's go back 10 years ago. Let's say Burj Khalifa, the topest tower in the world. So, coming to the innovation field, so we are the first country in all the world that half of the department, the government entities become as a virtual, that you cannot see it in a lot of countries. So why we are a strong economy, why we are strong as a leadership? Because again, our leadership, our country, they deal with all the countries around the world that my mathematics, edge to edge, human to human. That's why United Arab Emirates is always inspiring, kindness, humble, hospitality for all the nationalities that they are gathering. And I was talking to the mayor 2 days ago, right? When I tell him, be careful, because if you came to United Arab Emirates, so it's a magnet, it will catch you. So you will not go back to America. You need to settle down here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We'll ask the next question to you, Mr. Mayor. This is an interesting one. Let me ask you from the city perspective. You've seen a lot of different components, a lot of different projects. A lot of countries are looking to adopt technology rapidly. One of the biggest things that people don't see is the challenges. What have been the challenges that you have seen and have experienced during rapid adoption of new technology, sustainable city conversations? Share with the audience your perspective on the big challenges and ways to overcome those challenges.
Okay, I have two. So one of the biggest challenge is we tend to look at how we can fund something before we document the vision. So what I tell my folks is the vision precedes the provision. Map out the vision, make it clear, whether it be your comprehensive plan or your zoning ordinance. Just go forward with laying that vision clear, and there will come an opportunity to fund it. So that's the major challenge. Don't focus too much on how I'll get something paid for. Look at mapping out the vision and making it clear. And the second one is embracing change. In COVID-19, we were one of the first communities throughout the United States to do wastewater-based epidemiology. We were able to work with Harvard University and MIT to put probes in our wastewater treatment system to identify the strains of COVID-19. After we did that, 5 months later, we found out that COVID-19 sheds in human waste before there's any onset of symptoms. So it became a predictive way of determining if COVID-19 is within your community. So again, embrace change, and the provision comes before, the vision comes before the provision.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Let me go back to the chairman. Mr. Chairman, in addition to founding the Future Innovation Summit, you also oversee a portfolio of companies. From the perspective of leadership and business expansion, how can U.S. companies or international companies come to the United Arab Emirates and become successful?
When you are kind and humble, in any perspective, can be in the life, in business, in friendship, there you will find the key of gaining people's heart. The business is similar chess. If each of you know to play a chess, then you know how to play a business and also the life. Because every movement of the chess, you need to think 100 times before what step you will take. Either can be bad, it can be correct. So I recommend all of you who don't play chess to play chess. It really will help. So when I was 9 years old, My grandfather teach me how to play chess. So I come fan of chess. I play in the chess. In my office, there is 3, 4 board of the chess. You saw it. When my team, they are nervous, I say, come, let's play a chess. So the atmosphere change. The brain start to function, and you start to be more focused to do what you are doing. So as my successful journey, nothing come from the air. You always start from the bottom and zero. I started from zero. I remember my first job was, I was taking a lot of heavy things in my shoulder and I was putting in the truck. This was my first job. And I was proud of it. Why I need to be ashamed of it? I start from zero till I reach to this position, to this title, to this successful, to be successful. So as we are humans, doesn't mean from which culture you are coming or from which country you are coming or which color you are. Always believe in God and be humble and kind, because it will help you in a lot of directions and a lot of things. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And with the UAE and the United States being very vast economies, Mr. Mayor, I'll ask you a very similar question. Okay. Oh, very good. Thank you all. With the UAE and the United States being very vast economies, I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked the chairman. You know, how can UAE companies and international companies conduct business in the United States? With you being a mayor, what's the way that businesses can come into the United States from foreign lands?
Okay, there are two ways. There is a reactive way. We do have a procurement process in states like Virginia and communities like my community. But as we embrace the future, we want to get things done fast. We want high velocity. So there is a proactive way. And that proactive way is, let's identify unique projects that only companies in the UAE can provide or produce. And we have to determine what is the need and want within Loudoun County and also Virginia. So in that, if once you have these unique projects, unique companies to deliver it, we have a process called a PPA process. It's basically a public-private partnership, and we call it the public-private education, infrastructure, and facility process. So I would move forward, since we are talking about innovation, move forward in going the route of being proactive, go through that process, identify unique needs, identify unique solution providers and the solutions, and bring it forward. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Chairman, here's an interesting question. So the United States and the UAE are bilateral partners in trade. If there was more foreign direct investment, more investments in projects, what would be areas in the industries of the United Arab Emirates where you would spend that money if the United States was to invest more money in the UAE?
Education. Because education will graduate the generation. It's very important. The education will create a medicine. Education will create a successful businessman. Education will create today who we are. The education is very important for us. So in education, I believe, then I go to the modern technologies. Today, the modern technologies, we need to understand there is a two-part of modern technologies. I know that a lot of people are expertise in some fields, but my perspective it is that there is a two-way. So modern technologies can serve the humanity and can destroy the humanity. So you need to decide which one it is. Today, with our hand, we destroy what we build. With our hand, we create what we desire. So this is my perspective. So education is good, modern technology, the modern technology, the good part that can serve the humanity and can add a value to all the humans' life. So the third one will be the health sector and the science, because the health sector and the science is also important Because today, again, I was talking in the panel, the climate change will hit the world. A lot of things are changing in our nature and in our planet. So we need to invest in the science as well, that we understand what is the plan, not plan A or plan B or plan C. We need always to have plan D. So tomorrow, if something happened to the planet, where we need to go, how to save the humanity, how to save the nature, how to save the animals, how to save whatever the creation of the God, that we can go to another planet to create the colony. It's, for me, it's important. Education, modern technology, medications, and science is very important.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Okay, for the sake of time, we want to say thank you to our distinguished leaders here on the stage, the founder of the Future Innovation Summit, and also Mayor Kwasi Fraser. We really appreciate both of your comments and insight and leadership in the United States and the United Arab Emirates. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam.